The 12 Days of Giving on Hot 96 is brought to you by Henderson Chevrolet GMC.
It is our 12 Days of Giving presented by Henderson Chevrolet GMC. And on the phone with me right now, we have the founder and executive director of the Isaiah 117 Project. It is Marsha Lambert. Good morning to you, Marsha.
Good morning.
Marsha, exactly what is the Isaiah 117 Project?
So the Isaiah 117 Project is an organization that exists to serve children and families impacted by kinship and foster care. We have several programs available that directly serve children, such as our Bag of Hope. When kids enter foster care, we provide them with a bag of hope to take care of their first 48 hours in care with pajamas, socks, underwear, comfort, and care items. We also have a program called Dream Cycles that allows kids with all abilities to be able to have ownership of a bicycle while in foster care. And then really the major thing that we do is a program that's called Fortifying Fostering Families. It is a full wraparound program that helps us care for families that are providing for children with the idea that if we can encompass those families with support, we can help them be able to maintain placement of children while they're in their care, thereby reducing trauma by keeping kids in stable placement until permanency or reunification happens. So in short, we're just an organization that is trying to ensure kids have the very best outcomes by providing the best resources and care with the help of the local community.
Oh, we love that. And, kids definitely are, in some terrible situations, unfortunately, sometimes. And I'm very happy that we have organizations here in our tri-state that do take care of them when they go through things like this. So as the founder of this great organization, how exactly did you come up with this idea? How did you get all this started?
Yeah, so I was, my husband and I were fostering, and we had kids. Actually, we had 2 kids come into our home that came from one of the then worst situations I had ever seen in the Evansville newspaper. And it was just something that God laid on our heart when these sweet little boys came at midnight. Standard story you hear, they had nothing. The caseworker said, take what they have. They have to be put in the garage because they came out of a home that was filled with meth and drugs. And so they had nothing, and we spent we spent quite a long time looking for items just to meet their physical needs. And it was really God that was showing me that our kids deserved more, that they needed me to be able to take care of them the moment they entered my home. And to do that means we had to make sure their physical needs were met. So we started with a Bag of Hope, really with the idea that we would help 30 kids in Gibson County. But I tell everybody, God's got jokes, because here we are in 12 southwestern Indiana counties. Next year will be our 9th year in service, and we have served thousands of kids. And truly, it's so important. I do want to say, Clay, when you talk about the importance of our kids, one thing that has really been on my heart since this organization began was to if we can just start changing the narrative, the language. It is very commonplace to call kids foster kids, but we are a faith-based organization. We believe that children are identified by their identity in God, whether they believe or not. They're children of God, and they're kids impacted by foster care. It takes a second longer to say it, but it changes so much of how they see themselves. It's by no fault of their own that they're in foster care, because they're children, not foster kids.
Right, and it's so sad that some of these situations that a lot of these kids go through, of course, not their fault of their own, but they are the most vulnerable out of all of us. And it is so nice to see somebody here in the tri-state step up and want to take care of the most vulnerable of people. And we commend you for that. We thank you for that. And that is why we want you a part of our 12 Days of Giving. And one last question for you, Marsha. We're talking with Marsha Lambert of the Isaiah 117 Project. So the grand prize of our 12 Days of Giving is a $1,000 donation. So let's say the Isaiah 117 Project wins that donation. What exactly could you guys do with that money?
Yeah, so Clay, you're talking to a lot of wonderful nonprofits, and the truth is funding has been sharply reduced for many trickle-down reasons, federal budget cuts leading to different individual donor giving. So everybody can use it, right? But what is really critical for us right now is we have lost all of our funding within our F3 program that provides meals and gift cards. We do that twice a month to help reduce the financial strain, to buy back some time. When you have kids in foster care, they have a lot of visits, doctor's appointments and, mental health and so many more things that they are just having to go back and forth all the time too. So in our program, we provide 2 meals a month, and all of that funding has been cut. So we would utilize that $1,000 to ensure that our families can continue having the meal support they need. And again, that's so important, because if we have kids that are continue to be moved from home to home to home because families cannot take care of them, we have a very cyclical problem that happens. And where we have very vulnerable kids, we then have vulnerable teenagers and adults, and the cycle continues. So the work we're doing is so important, and I'm just really grateful that you guys have given us the chance to share that today. That's what we would do.
Well, you guys are definitely worth mentioning and giving awareness to, and we thank you so much for all the work that you've done so far, and we are going to continue to applaud the work that you will do in the future. Marsha, thank you so much for talking with us today.